Well, we're working on it. Took a few revs to get where I'm at, but we're getting there. I still have room for the skinny engineer, Skinny Dennis. I still have the firebox LED openings and the outlines for the gauges and other LEDs. And I do have the ash drop, but I have to make this step for the rear truck. There has to be clearance for the rear truck, and I am probably going to have to cut some more of this material back. I'll show you what I do in a moment. But this is actually two pieces. I had to make it in two pieces. So the upper firebox is one piece, and it ends right there. So these two pieces come together, and they're screwed in. And there's two screw holes just behind here and here that I will put some threads, there you go, threaded inserts, and I'll be able to screw this thing down here and here both. And those are going to be common bolt patterns for all next generation engines, likely to include the pre-war, because they have the same internal dimensions on their engines. So what I've tried to do is capture that height. So what I'm going to do here, and I'm working on that right now, is design a tab to come out underneath this one so that when they're hooked up, they would rotate like this. And I've seen that in passenger cars. When I rode the train, I rode the Illinois Central in something like 1957, and we had to move from one end of the train to the other to get to where our exit was. And we had to cross the junction between passenger cars. And the passenger cars had a big heavy door, and you would open it, and then you were inside the bellows. And then the floors were always going up and down and rotating. And I studied the floor to see where to put my feet. And what I could tell were there was two big heavy plates. One would be on top of the other, and they were both rotating and being jostled up and down. But you put one foot here, one foot there, then you could walk into the other car, open that door, and that's how you got between the cars walking, and those were the two. And so it's similar to what you see here for this, the deck for the Fireman. However, there's no bellows, and we have a oil burner engine, so I'm not sure, but it still looks cool and serves the purpose. Okay, so the plan now is I'm adding the an oval for under it, so they'll overlap, but they're going to be the same width, so the width won't reduce, it'll just pivot. Okay. Then underneath, I'm going to get these guys off of this tongue. I'll go back to a single tongue, probably like this, okay? I go back to this tongue. And with that, with this piece coming out and under this one, I'm going to put two loops. Maybe there'll be a thinner piece of this attachment here. I'll attach it one there and one out. So I'll have two loops. And maybe I'll put one under here as well. So I'll have a loop between all of them. And so the harness will thread under. I don't know exactly. But in any case, once we get over here, there's going to be an opening on either side here, and the wires will come across and then snake up. Once they're inside the engine, they'll come up in here on this side of the, this side of the brush holder. It'll come up along here, and then they'll be passed out to their various locations. That's how that's supposed to work. We'll see. And I can always make tweaks as I go. I was going to put a side on this, but I'm not sure. It gets to be a little messy. What I could do is put a side on this and just bring this down a little bit. And you'll see here, Leon actually did that on this engine, how he brought that down, you see? So we'll see how that goes, but I'm making progress. This looks like this is feasible. And this, pardon me, the width is different from different engines, but the approximate hole layout's similar. So I'll be able to make this part and very quickly adapted to all the engines. So this could be a bolt-on piece, and then the firebox would be a bolt-on piece. They would be separate, so you'd have one for each engine. Maybe slight differences, but they'd be very similar. So all the wiring and the lighting and the attachment screws, all that could be identical. So that's always a big thing. So now I'm adding my loop to this guy. If I wake this thing up and all that, it should show up here any minute. Should wake up and say, oh, there you are. He's looking for me. There I am. Oh yeah, I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I had broke the part. That's right. I don't know what I did. I was doing some deleting and I actually created this big wedge. Now I got to fix it, but that's not a big deal, okay? But here you can see, this are the holes for the pivot part. These I'm creating now are slots for the wiring to pivot in, and that's a pivot for the truck. These are for the mounts. And then this is the tab that would be underneath this tab. So this will go like that. If I back away, you can see it in scale. Oh yeah, I can get it in scale. Look at that. Okay, so it would go sort of like that. And so when they turn, they would turn like that. Okay? And this deck will be on top. This deck will be, pardon me, underneath. That's the idea anyway. And that's how I saw it in the passenger cars when I was on the train a long time ago. If anybody knows how they do it different or better. Now I have seen some put hinges in here and lift these up so that you can service things. I'm not sure I'll do that on this one, but I could probably do it later. You get dollhouse hinges and put them on the bottom, and no, you have to actually put them on the top, I think. Yeah. Sorry, boy, I got a dry throat. At any rate, I'll post this so you know what I'm up to. I'll fix the crack. I'll put this slot in, and I was ready to print that thing. Okay, that's the story. That's where we're heading, I think. Combination of inputs. I had thought of this early on. I just wasn't clear on how to do it. And then when one of you guys bugged me about doing it, and then I think someone else jumped on it, I was like, well, if they think I should, and I thought I should, maybe I should. You got too much momentum going in that direction. So, okay, let's see what we can do. All right, later.